Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Today I'm bringing you guys an in-depth walkthrough and tutorial of my Imperial attack on Nevarro MOC. So in this video I'm basically going to be showing you guys around the MOC, showing you guys little nooks and crannies and little things that I did to make the MOC what it is. And I'm also going to be showing you guys how I built some of the things on this MOC, such as the walls and the window. But if you guys haven't already checked out my cinematic showcase, which is out on YouTube now, be sure to go give that a look. There's a link to that in the top right hand corner of the screen. But let's go ahead and hop right into the video. So I guess I'll go ahead and start off with the minifigures. As you can see, we've got a whole ton of different stormtroopers, and these are actually all just different types from different sets and battle packs and that sort of stuff. We've also got custom blasters with each of them as well, and standard death troopers up here with custom blasters. And then we've also got this custom Moff Gideon, which was designed by Bricks by Bricks and printed by Minifig Madness Customs. And this was kind of what I was really waiting on to eventually complete this MOC, but it finally came. I'm really happy with how it looks. I think it looks fantastic. So not sure if it was worth the wait, but I have it now. The MOC's out, so nothing much I can do there. I guess we'll also take a look at the terrain underneath. As you can see, we've got mostly tiles. We've got some studs thrown in there as well, and we've got this awesome looking plate and wedge pathway going around. Really happy with how that looks. Over here we have some sort of little thing. I don't actually know what these are called, but they're kind of similar to the things in A New Hope around Luke's house and that sort of stuff. So, and then behind that we've just got some crates and just rubble kind of around from where the blaster bolts have kind of shot off some debris. Moving over here, we've got a separate wall that you can kind of see in the background of the shot. And this is a pretty simple build, but I did put some cheese slopes on the side there, as you can see, just to kind of make it fit into that space a little bit easier. We've also got some great looking crates here at the bottom, and I basically built these using those round pieces. They're not like the same round pieces, they're kind of flat on the top. Put a little 1x1 round piece on top of that as kind of like the lid, I guess. Use one of those red Technic pins, and then a 1x2 round plate in the middle. So a pretty simple build, but I think it really captures the look of the crates very well. And I guess that kind of moves us over to the main building. I guess we'll start it over here with the door. We've got a nice dark orange color on that, which looks really good. And we've also got this cool looking kind of gazebo, I guess, above it. And this is a pretty simple build as well. You just basically have some rods sticking out the wall. Kind of use some of those clip pieces to make the crossbar, I guess. And then I use those pieces again with another rod just kind of loosely attached to the side just to kind of get that angle down. But we've also got a wall here, as you can see, which a lot of you guys asked about how I built in the comments in my cinematic video. And I basically did this by using some 1x4, 1x2, 1x1 various bricks. I use just plain light bluish gray bricks, and then I also have some masonry bricks kind of thrown in there every now and then, as well as a little bit of plates of different colors, such as this dark gray little patch up here, and some studs thrown in there to kind of show some weathering, I suppose. And I managed to do these studs kind of showing like this by putting some of those headlight pieces sideways with a plate on top just to make it the same height as a brick. And I kind of put those everywhere on the build just to kind of show some weathering and have it a little bit textured, I guess, than just having it a flat wall. And every now and then I kind of threw on some 2x2 or 1x1 tiles, just again kind of show some texturing and weathering. Moving on, we've got a really cool looking curved wall here, and I basically used 1x2, I guess, kind of curved slope pieces, and basically attach a ton of those together with some plates and just kind of use some 1x1 bricks with a stud on the side just to attach them to the side of the already built wall. And that moves us into the very complicated and tough to build part of this MOC. I began building the wall just attaching bricks to the side of the already placed curved slopes, but then I had to transition to the bricks being placed the right way instead of sideways, just so I can properly have this bar moving across and do everything that I wanted to do in here. So I basically have it sitting on this other bar kind of going across. These are basically just free sitting here. As you can see, there's a little bit of movement in them. They're not perfectly flat, but hopefully you guys can get the general idea. This is kind of hard to explain, but I basically just have this second bar moving across that is placed sideways just for this one to rest on, basically. And we've got another kind of piece of wall here that's completely built sideways across the entire thing, which we've got the window resting on. And I basically built this by using those, I don't really know exactly what they're called, but those plates with kind of the bar on the side, kind of had those attached to the bricks with 1x1 bricks with studs on the side. And then I also have those rim wheel pieces that are propped up sideways, just kind of still sitting there, not really attached to too much. I just put some plates and other stuff on there as well, just to kind of keep it in place and finish up the wall on the other side of it. As you can see, I also threw in some cheese slopes there. Those ones on the bottom are just sitting there by themselves. They're not attached to anything, but then the ones on the top are actually attached to the bricks above. As you can see, I also just put some 1x1 clear and translucent pieces and some slopes up there as well, just to kind of show that the glass had been shattered, which I think came out really, really nice. We've also got some piping in the back, which is very, very simply built, just using those Technic rod clips, the same as I used over here on the gazebo, just to kind of attach some various different rods and poles. Then we've also got this thing. I assume this is some sort of antenna signal transmitter sort of thing. I'm not 100% sure, but there is definitely something on the side of the wall if you go back and check the scene from the Mandalorian again. And I'm really happy with how this came out. As you can see how that's built, just use some, I want to call those like gun pieces. They're not, I don't really know exactly what they're called. Then just attach some various different rods and some Technic pieces finally at the top, just to kind of give it a little bit more texture and depth. And that brings us up to the top, the final part of this MOC. We've got a massive snot roof here, which uses the same techniques that I used to build the wall just sideways. Then up at the top, we've got the terrain work, which is something that I haven't done anything like this before. Could have just used slopes or something like that, but I decided to do something a little different. And I did this by using some 1x4 and 1x2 bricks with studs on the side. Basically attached a ton of plates to those, then finally added on some dark bluish gray plates and tiles and slopes to that, and kind of had different pieces and kind of moved them around to fit together. And I guess I can also show you guys a little look at the back, just because this is kind of a walkthrough tutorial type video. Doesn't have to be fancy or anything. So here's just a look at the back of the MOC. As you can see, used a lot of just different pieces to fill in the space. Didn't do too much filler brick just because I didn't need it. But you can also get a good look at the back of the walls too, which look kind of weird with those massive holes in them from the headlight bricks. And I guess I can also show you that I've got this kind of group of plates here that has black plates on the top, which is you can see from the other side of the MOC. It's basically so that you can't see through and kind of see all the filler brick in the middle, just because I didn't decide to do an interior on this build. That's going to about wrap up today's video. So if you did go on to enjoy it, I would really appreciate it if you could subscribe and leave a like. But other than that, I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.